He has got the footwork, the mindset, the killer instinct. Every time he steps on the court, it feels like we are watching Kobe all over again. The moves, the mentality, the obsession with greatness, it is uncanny. Fans, players, and even legends say that Kobe's spirit is back. But who is this new star, and how close is he to becoming the next Mamba? Basketball may never have another Kobe Bryant, but what we are witnessing now is shockingly close. If you watch closely, like really watch, you can feel it. Basketball is witnessing something eerily familiar, a certain energy, a style, a mentality, and it's got Kobe Bryant written all over it. We're talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander SGA, who's quietly crafting a game that's impossible to ignore. And no, this isn't about copying Kobe. It's not about empty comparisons. This is about evolution. The heart of one of the game's most iconic players echoes through hardwood. Again, just in a new form. Let's not get it confused. Kobe Bryant was one of one. But what if someone wasn't trying to be Kobe and still ended up looking like the next chapter in his basketball story? Here it starts. Shai doesn't play like most modern stars. His game isn't built around jacking threes or relying on explosive athleticism. It's surgical, it's organized, it's footwork, angles, and timing. The very stuff that made Kobe different in his era. Today's NBA is about pace, space, quick shots, and highlight plays. And in the middle of all that, Shai is doing something almost revolutionary and dominating the mid-range. Not because he's stuck in the past, but because he's mastered something most players left behind. League average from mid-range is around 41%. That's decent. Kobe for his career was about 48%. Shai right now is knocking them down at 52%. That's not an accident. That's precision. That's repetition. That's understanding geometry on a basketball court. Like it's second nature, but numbers alone won't tell you why fans are starting to see Kobe in this guy. It's in the way he moves. The hesitation is not flashy, just efficient. The pump fake that freezes defenders like time stopped. The ability to take over in isolation without a single wasted motion. That's the kind of stuff that made Kobe Kobe. And now it's showing up again. Quietly, but undeniably. And the best part? Shai's doing all this without Kobe's physical gifts. He's not out-jumping defenders. He's not bulldozing through contact. He's out-thinking them, out-maneuvering them. That's skill over force. That's control over chaos. Which brings us to something deeper. Mentality. Shai has openly said he never really connected with LeBron's game growing up. Too big, too strong, too athletic. It didn't feel relatable. But Kobe? Kobe made you believe that skill and obsession could outshine raw power. That mastering the craft was the cheat code. That work ethic wasn't optional, it was the game. And Shai has taken that personally. He's relentlessly in the gym, studying, adjusting, and playing. Like someone with something to prove, even when he's already leading the league. In scoring win shares and clutch performances. And that's exactly where this story starts to feel familiar. Here's the thing that sets this apart from any surface-level comparison. Shai isn't just mimicking Kobe's game. He's channeling a way of thinking, a philosophy. Mamba mentality wasn't just a phrase for Kobe, it was a lifestyle. It meant outworking everyone, out-preparing them, and finding joy in the grind. Shai lives that too, quietly, without the theatrics. He shows it with every jab step, every carefully timed hesitation, every time he breaks down a defender with nothing more than perfect timing. We've seen players try to adopt the Mamba mentality before. We've heard them say it, wear the shirts, and pay tribute on social media. But Shai plays it. That's the difference. Let's look at how he attacks in isolation. Not with a flurry of highlight crossovers or unnecessary movement. He reads the floor like it's chess. If you give him a sliver of space, he punishes you. If you anticipate his drive, he stops on a dime and drills a pull-up jumper. So smooth it looks like a replay from 2006. He doesn't waste energy trying to wow you. He uses just enough to get the job done. Kobe did the same. That's what made him deadly. And then there's that strange calmness. The patient look after a big shot. He has the same face whether he's up 20 or down 10. That cold, calculated behavior. Kobe had it. And now, when you watch Shai drop 35 and walk off like it's just another Tuesday, you see that same fire bottled up in a new vessel. Now, Here's what makes it even more compelling. The physical similarities. Shai is 6 feet 6 inches, just like Kobe. He has a similar frame and moves with the same kind of grace, the same smooth glide. Across the court, his footwork nearly flawless. Those pivots, spins, and sudden changes in direction, they look like they were drawn from Kobe's highlight reel. But again, it's not copycat energy, it's evolution. It's someone who studied a master and is now writing their script. And let's not overlook the defensive side. Shai isn't just a scorer. He's quietly become one of the best defenders in the league. He leads in defensive win shares, something Kobe also took pride in. This isn't a guy who wants to light up the scoreboard. He wants to own the game on both ends. Coaches talk about his unpredictability, how he makes reads in real time, that make no sense until they work. That ability to adapt on the fly and improvise under pressure is not just a skill, that's feel. And Kobe had the same uncanny sense of knowing exactly what needed to happen before anyone else did. But Shai's most Kobe-like quality is this. He plays every game like there's something bigger at stake. It's like he's chasing something we can't quite see yet. Not just stats or wins, but legacy. Not in words, but in actions. And that pursuit. That silent war. He seems to be fighting every night. Is what makes this comparison hard to ignore. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is carving out a legacy the hard way through substance over spectacle. In a league overflowing with talent, flash, and highlight reels. And that's precisely why this feels so familiar. Other young stars are making noise in their own ways. Ja Morant is explosive. Luka Doncic is surgical with his passing. Jason Tatum has the size and smooth touch. But when you watch Shai, you don't just see talent. You see obsession. You see a player who studies the game like it's a science. He breaks it down frame by frame until nothing surprises him anymore. And that's why the Kobe parallels feel real. Not because of the points per game. Not because of accolades, but because of how he approaches the game. There's a difference between wanting to be great and needing to be. Shai looks like someone who needs this. Like he's building something long-term that we haven't fully realized yet. Every night, he's methodically disassembling defenses. There's no wasted movement, no need to go viral, just results. That same relentless control Kobe used to have in the fourth quarter, Shai is starting to show that too. He's the guy you want with the ball when the game is on the line. Calm, decisive, ruthless. And look at what he's doing in OKC. A young, rebuilding team that's now a serious threat in the West. That's not by accident. Shai is the centerpiece, the one setting the tone. The other players look at him and say we follow him. And that's leadership in its most natural form. That's what Kobe brought to the Lakers. Standards, no shortcuts. Either you rise with him or you get left behind. So, is Shai the reincarnation of Kobe? No, because there will never be another Kobe. That chapter is closed, but maybe Shai is what comes next. It's not a clone or copy, but a continuation of the mentality that made Kobe unforgettable. And if he keeps going the way he is, not only will he cut out his place in history, but he'll do it in a way that makes every Kobe fan pause, smile, and say, yeah, that's familiar. And that's how legacies live on. Not through imitation, but through evolution. Through players like Shai, who don't talk about greatness. They work until it shows. And for the first time in a long time, it's starting to show.